topic up. Happy New Year, everybody. Sorry. There we go. Okay. Prep and removal. All right. And pin. Okay. Hi. Okay. How's everyone doing? Happy New Year. Oh my God, like, can you think about it? A week ago, it was the holidays, back to the same old, and we're here, right? So lighting, can everyone hear me good? Hope my music's not too loud. I put it on like level 1 where you can't hear anything at all. So yes. Confessions of a beginner nail tech, right? So I had a couple of people ask or reach out to me, DM, text me about what I do for removal and prep of a product. And so I just wanted to just go over what I do. It's not necessary to say it's the only way, the best way, but it's a way. So I just wanted to do that. And I tried out this new product, and I'm in view. I tried this new product and I'm gonna remove it. I like it. I think there's still some things I need to learn and get a groove with about it. This was the Opera nails. I did the square, and at first it's a little bit of an adjustment. In terms of feel, it's very lightweight. But I will definitely say you can feel the suction when you're putting it on. So in terms of feeling like it's gonna fly off, the first day I definitely felt that. And then by then I got more comfortable with it, and I can say that I don't feel like that's gonna happen anymore. I cut myself. So yeah, I just wanted to do what I would do if someone came in and said, hey, I wanted to do my nails, and they had something on there already, whether I was the one that put the product or someone else did. So yeah, let's just get into it. When you initially get someone's hands, you're literally assessing it as you're working with their hands. So I would ask them if they wanted to be cut down or whatever have you, and 9 times out of 10 it would have to be cut down, just so I can assess the natural nail and find out what's going on, because I don't want to be responsible if there was something that was there already. Hi, welcome. So I'm just doing a little version of my prep and removal. Oh, this is my thumb. So I tried Opera. I love it. I do think there's some things I need to still practice and do better with. And then I had a couple people ask me how to do removal. So I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna start off by paying attention. I have a high hypernicum on my thumb. So I'm gonna just pay attention to make sure I don't get into the meat. Ooh, where am I? The meat that falls in here, right? So let me just cut that. Low. And then I think this kind of will be like a good follow-up for the tips or the bits for the e-file, and knowing which one to use, which one not to use in terms of on enhancement versus your natural nail. Ooh, this is stuff on there. Okay. Am I in frame? Yeah, I am in frame. Okay. At least I know the nail's not gonna fall off that easily. So I got down to my nail, right? I don't wanna go any further because I'm just scared. I'm a scaredy cat. I don't wanna cut into my hypernicum. So if I were doing that, I'm going to, because this is a soft gel, I'm not gonna use this bit. This bit has really, there we go. This bit has really big teeth. I would use this more on acrylic if I was doing the product removal. I'm not gonna use it on the gel. Unless I wanna bring it all the way down to the natural nail, which I'm not gonna do right now. And then I have this bit, which is a carbide, and the teeth are smaller, as you can see in comparison, right? So that's gonna help remove your gel polish, any builder gel. If you're not going to remove it all the way down to the natural nail, you can do that. That removes the polish. It could be done for a regular gel manicure or for a builder that has gel on top of it. If you wanted to bring down the bulk of a gel, then I would bring this into play. So let's just have at it. Okay. I'm gonna run my drill between 10 and 12. I wouldn't recommend anything higher because then it can cause heat, and heat is uncomfortable for anybody, you know? Ooh, is this a good spot right here? Right here. So, I have seen a couple of different videos, and I think this is not a bad idea. So I've seen it where they start here, and this is what I've come accustomed to. And then it's kind of skipping on me. So if you feel when you're using the drill that it's skipping and not gliding, then it's too low. I'm gonna probably put it at 11 and see if that helps. So I'm still skipping, so I'm gonna put it on 12. The goal isn't speed here, the goal is efficiency. So the trick that I saw was they started from the corner, one corner, depending if you're lefty or righty, and they literally made their way through the center. And just so you know, there's zones. So the first zone would be the tip, the second zone would be the center, and then the last zone would be the edge, right? It kind of makes sense because it's naturally the curvature or the different parts of the bit. So it's kind of takes the guessing game out of there for you. And then when you do all that, you can turn the nail and come around. And then make sure that whenever you get to the edges or the sidewall or the free edge, you're using your, this case, I'm using my pointer. But if you were holding someone's hand, you're going to always constantly pull the sidewall skin back. So this way it gives you room to get in there without having to cut the person's skin. Hi, welcome. Happy New Year, everybody. And I'm going to skim across, right? And it looks like I'm not lifting it up. Where's a good angle? But I'm slightly bringing it up and coming back. I'm doing it in slower motion just so you can see what is really being done, right? And I'm just bringing it across. And again, if I were holding someone's hand, I'm pushing back. So this way it doesn't touch the skin at all. See? Again, when I come to this side, I'm going to use my finger to pull back the skin so it doesn't touch. So the goal is to make sure you don't do that. I'm always constantly going to keep, I'm going to constantly keep my bit in motion to avoid any heating or discomfort. And as you can see, I took everything off. So that would be just a regular gel removal, right? I'm gonna turn this off. If someone was coming to me and they had bare nails, I would start off with, yes, they wash their hands or sanitize their hands before I touch them. And hi. And then I'm going to use my Cuticle Pusher. Cuticle Pusher is going to allow me to push back the sides, move it around, see what protein growth. So anything that's white up here or on the sides, it's considered protein growth, right? And when your nails are growing out, it'll grow out, but it won't grow out as fast. So you want to make sure you remove the protein growth there. And then if there's any like leftover transparent skin, that's your cuticle. You'll see that there's a step to get to that before removing or cutting. And in some cases, I don't have to cut. In some cases, I do. But I do want to remove this product here. So I'm just going to bring this down a little bit more, and I'm going to switch my bit head. So I'm going to go from the gel removal to the more aggressive one, which is the T-Rex. And the bits that I use are from Erica. I'm not a brand ambassador, but I do love their products. So if there's anything I can do in terms of recommend, go. And they do live videos as well too. So, and you'll see how this one just cuts through. You see how it just cuts through that faster than the other one. It's because it's meant to do that with the bigger teeth. So I'm just gonna bring that down as close as I can to the natural skin. Sorry, to the natural nail plate. Not the skin. Not the skin. And I still have it on 12. If you're not comfortable with that, you can still do 10, but I've grown to get comfortable with 12 to do my removals. So you see, I'm not leaving it in one spot. I'm constantly moving it to avoid any heating or discomfort. Not in frame. Sorry, guys. I thought I was. You can look down the barrel, which is like looking down. See, that's there. Good. See, I still have some product right here. I'm not at my regular nail yet. Now I'm close. Hi. All right. So there was a bubble there. I told you I was trying to get used to this new product. So there was an air bubble. I just hit the air bubble. See, now it's shiny. Can you see it? So that lets me know I'm close to the natural nail. And I'm gonna slow down my buffing or filing over this plastic tip. And I'm going to soak my finger in acetone. This is a soft gel product, so I can do that. Not all products can you soak off. Like, I know for sure some builder gels are hard gels, and even though you get as close as you can to the natural plate, it's gonna take a little bit of a time to soak it off. So I'm just gonna throw a little acetone, just pure acetone in here to soak it off. And that's it. I'm gonna leave this in here for a couple of minutes, take it out. See how it starts to bubble up? Then you know it's working. Okay. I do want to go into some of my other prep steps. And I did bring my hand to show you guys, but I think I'm going to use it on myself. Okay, let's see. It wasn't in there for long, but you can still see that I can start removing. The acetone's eating through it. You see that? It gets jelly-like. Hence the gel X. See what I did there? I know, I'm corny. It's okay. Okay, so let's just say, for the sake of things, is my music too loud? Dre, can you let me know if my music's too loud and I'll turn it down? I don't want to get kicked off. Let me know. Or Ingrid, can you guys let me know? They don't want us to play music in the background. All right. Soak it one more time. And this is the best way to do a product removal. You should not be lifting. You should not be slipping a MetroCard underneath it. You should not be trying to pry it with like sticking something underneath it. You're gonna damage your nail plate and you're gonna rip layers off. And then you're gonna be like, oh, well, the product ripped my nail off, and no, you ripped your nail off. That's how you avoid the sensitivity, the tenderness. When you soak it off, it should be soaked off properly, so this way you can avoid ripping layers of your nail. And you know, it's funny because I didn't get the concept of it before when I was a client. And I'm like, no, I didn't rip it off, and not thinking that they would know the difference. After learning and understanding everything, you do. You can see it because it flakes. It makes, I'm going to use a big fancy word here, striations in your natural nail bed. We can literally see the lines, the ripped part of it, when you come in and after ripping it off versus if you did this, because you'll see your nail bed is not damaged. This is a little scraper, but the scraper is not sharp. You know, it's not ripping through the natural nail bed. It's literally just scraping off whatever remaining product that's there. So this way it doesn't cause any damage to your natural nail. Okay, I think I can go one more time. Trying not to. All right, I think I can go another time. Does anyone have any questions? Again, this is just my way, my process. It's not a right way, it's not a wrong way, it's just my way. I'm pretty sure you can go to someone else's page or YouTube and find something different, but it's just what I do, as I know it's the safest way. Will I probably find a way that's faster and more convenient in the near future? Very possible. But at least this way, someone who's new and trying to figure out what's the best way to do it with minimal damage, or if you're at home and you wanted to do it, you don't necessarily have a drill, you can use a regular file. So file down and use the 80 grit because it's a coarse grit. The smaller the number, the grittier and coarser it is. So you can use an 80 grit and file your natural nail, the enhancement off. And then when you file the enhancement as close as possible to your natural nail, soak it, right? Soak it, and if you have something like a cuticle pusher, or wooden, do I have any wooden ones? No, I don't have any wooden ones with me. You can use a cuticle pusher, and the same way I'm using this tool, you can scrape it off. And then this way you can cause minimal damage to removing something. Like say if you had you've had a set on your nails for maybe 4 to 5 months. 4 to 5 weeks. And you're realizing, okay, 3 of them popped off and I have these remaining and I don't like the way it looks, and before I can go see somebody, this is what you would do. This is what I would recommend that you do. I got sick, I think as most people did, during the holidays. And I had a couple of people I unfortunately had to cancel, and this was what I had, recommended for them to do, because they were at the stage where some of their products were at its wit's end. Because it was due. There was their due time, and unfortunately I couldn't see them and I wasn't going to put anyone at risk. So, and it worked. It worked for a lot of them. I know that it probably was painstaking for the fact that they probably had to hand file it off, because, who randomly just has an electric file at home to do this. So, yep. I think I have one more time. I said that last time. I think I have one more time. Yeah, because I can feel this over here in the corner. Out of view. Sorry, guys. And I'm not being rough. I'm just pulling what's soft. Okay. Who's still with me? Can I get a couple of hearts? Who's still with me? Thank you. Appreciate it. Okay, I think this is my last go ahead. I'm not gonna take them all off tonight. I just wanted to be able to share my little go-to. Okay. So I'm gonna take a little bit of is this alcohol? I can't tell anymore. I have alcohol, I have cleanse. I labeled them and they all fell off. Okay. Okay, so this is come back to me. Here you go. There we go. So I got a bulk of it off. This looks like it needs to still soak a little bit more, but if you were in a rush and you were impatient like me, I would come in and do this. And this is fine as long as you are not being aggressive with it. I'm gonna take my armor band and help it along the way a little bit. Now, if I had someone sitting in front of me, I'd be able to go through all 5 fingers while one hand soaks. So it would probably permeate a whole lot faster than what I'm doing right now. So having to do this would not even be an option. So I literally put this on, and I think I put this, yes, I put this on 10. The reason why I put this on 10 is because I'm still not at the natural plate yet. The natural nail plate, that is. So I'm just gonna come really quick. And this is not really a debulking, but it's more of a caution to make sure the natural nail that is exposed doesn't get damaged by the teeth of the carbide. Does that make sense? Right? So I see some spots that are natural nail. Like over here is natural nail, this is natural nail. This part right here, you can even see it's two different tones, right? So this is product right here. Do you see that sideways? You can see this, my natural nail, and it's like some type of, where am I? Leveling that brings it right here to product. So the brief exposure here, right? And if it's flaking off, go with it. If it's not flaking off, don't force it. Right? That would be the same equivalent as if you were fixing an air pocket. If you see that it's flaking away, roll with it. But if it's not moving, don't force it. Because then what happens is you'll start working and you'll start fixating on it to the point where you can cause heat damage, and you don't want that. So I can still see that this side has a lot of product still. So I'm gonna stick it in there one more time. And then what I'll do is, once this is back to the natural nail, I will show you what a regular prep for me would look like. Hi, Ari! I'm just sharing with everybody how I take care of you guys' lovely nails with product removal and nail prep. That's all. I'm trying to remove my thumb. Oh, so I think I posted a picture, but I tried ombre nails. So these are ombre nails. And Tiff is coming in the morning, the afternoon, and I'm going to do ombre with her. So I'm excited. I had to test it out on myself first so that this way I don't mess up nobody's nails. I don't want to mess up anybody's nails. So I'm excited. See, I told you I still had product. Do you see it? You see it flaking off? Not as bad though. We're still good. Okay. Yep, we are good to go. But do you see what I mean by flaky? That's what we want to see. Doop, doop, doop. Goopy is not good. Goopy is not good. Okay, So I'm gonna put that to the side. I'm gonna let this soak in here so this way the gel doesn't collect anything. Just gonna wipe this off with some alcohol. All right, so, okay. So, new client, or not a new client, fresh, natural nail, no enhancement, no nothing. What is my prep before I begin enhancement? So the first thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna come in with my Cuticle Pusher. Am I in view? Perfect, right here, right? So I'm gonna come in with my Cuticle Pusher. Boop, 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 boop. Push a little bit of that protein back. Uh-oh, I think I hear little feet. I think my daughter's coming. Okay, and then I'm gonna first come in with my Erica's Russian nib. See that? It's a little tiny thing, right? Tiny but powerful, and it doesn't hurt. This I use at a speed of 4. 5 depending on the person, but I typically try to use a 4. So I'll come from this corner here, and I just want to be clear. I'm not going in. Let me see if I can do a good angle. I'm going to come in, trying to get a good angle for you guys. I'm gonna come in at maybe like a 30 to 45 angle. I'm not gonna come in flat, because coming in flat will go straight underneath, and we don't want that. We just want it to gently scrape underneath and remove the protein that was there from growth. So I'd come in, and that's product, but ideally it would be protein. As you can see, some of the protein that's there, and work my way. All that white is protein, right? And the protein, if it's there, it kind of stifles the nail from growing out, and that's not the goal. The goal is to let the nail grow out regardless of the enhancement or non-enhancement that's gonna be on the nail, right? So I do it, this is in forward motion here, right? And I push it along. Then I'm going to flip it, and I would do all 5 fingers, or all 10 fingers in forward, and then I come back this corner again, and I go the opposite way, right? Because what will happen is if I try to go in forward this way, it's gonna do a bloop, and we don't want that. So then it's the same thing with this. If I try to come on this side with it, it's gonna do a bloop. So rather than do that, we want to make sure that we're just going again with the grain. Does that make sense? Okay. Ooh. I can't tell. I think that's product. I don't think that's protein. I doubt that I have that much protein. And I'm going to leave that there, because I have another tool that's gonna help me. And this, if you have to, like if you have like a small hangnail, you can use it to push and move it along. It's safe on the skin. It's not gonna do anything, right? Then the next thing I come in with will be, and this one I use at a 4 or 5 also, and I use this in forward motion regardless of the finger. And I pretty much exfoliate the outside, right? But the outside of the side walls, but just the top, the bare top of the cuticle. So the cuticles that are loose and ready to go, I don't have to necessarily cut them with the nipper or with the cuticle remover. I just exfoliate it off, right? Sorry. Exfoliate. Oh, I am in frame. Thank you. So exfoliate, exfoliate, exfoliate. And if there are any stubborns left, I know that with those stubborns, I have to use the cuticle nipper. Okay. So those are what I use, and then I would come in. Again, as much as I possibly can avoid having to use the nipper, I'm going to. So the final step I would do, since this is the natural nail, I would come back with an armor band and just make sure that I have a smooth surface all around. This is forward, and I don't have it higher than 8. So I think right now I have it on a 6, right? For some people, the 6 is not good enough. I might have to move it to a 7. If it's skipping, it's too low, right? And I'm not putting any pressure. I'm literally tickling. Tickle, 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 tickle. And I want to come around to the edge. So again, if I have some stubborn cuticle that's there, get close. I'm not touching the skin. I'm just getting close to the cuticle or the eponychium, and I'm shaving it off or filing it off, right? So this way, when I look back and I need to figure out what am I removing in terms of cuticle, I can. And then make sure my surface is prepped, because you would like to have a little bit of a rough surface because the product adheres to whatever is has friction. And then after I do all 10 fingers, if it needs to be shaped, I will shape a nail. In this case, I cracked my nail when I was playing with it. Depending on the person. You see how I have a high hyponychium? It comes over here. See, the sides have more length of nail. Let's see. Let me cleansing it with alcohol. So this is something to be mindful of when you're prepping a nail and you're shaping it with the nail file. So over here, I have way more nail that grew out. I have a little bit because if you look at the arch, it follows through. That's the hyponychium underneath. That's attaching to the nail. Like I've always had the nail grow out with it. Sometimes I think I've gotten cut a couple of times because it's never been paid attention to, but I pay attention to it now that I'm doing it myself. So I bring it down to that level, right, for myself. So when I'm ready to prep, and I did that on purpose. When you go back and forth like this, you kind of create a frayed look with the nail. You should always be going in one direction. So this way you avoid splits, ridges. Even if I come back, I'm still doing it in one direction, right? Or if I want to come this way, I'm still doing it in just one direction. If you go like this is when you start to create ridges and tears in the nail. Okay? And that is really it for me. I created those frays. Now look, I have to cut that off. Okay, let's take a look again. I'm gonna just use some alcohol to clean it and remove the debris that was there from the filing. And that's really just a prep nail. Now you can go in with whatever enhancement you're gonna use. You can go in with any shine if you're gonna do a buff shine. So the world is your oyster at this point, you know what I mean? But just wanted to give a little bit of what I do in terms of product removal and prepping a nail for service. So I would do all 10 nails, and then ready to go. Whether I wanted to put a form, a tip, I'm all set. I'm ready to go. Now, just remember when you're using alcohol, it's okay for it to get white and chalky. That's what we want. That lets us know that it's dry and ready for us to go in with whatever dehydrator or primer that we need to start processing our enhancements. All right. If you do something different, or is there something that you have a question about of why I did it, or it seemed like I skipped a step because I'm literally, but I mean, I don't know. I'm human. I can mess up too. But definitely leave me a message, DM me, let me know. I hope this helps somebody. I'm probably gonna change my nails this weekend, but I definitely wanted to show you guys what it looked like because a couple of you guys asked, what do you do? So that's really it. Nothing fancy, just my way. All right? Thank you guys. Thank you for starting the new year with me. Bye.